Greetings, this is Eduardo Jambo. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to set up Ghost CMS with MariaDB using Podman-Compose. Also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank everybody who has been following me, subscribing in the past 2 months, even my podcasts. Thank you very much and keep it up. It motivates me to keep on making tutorials such as this one. Okay, let's continue with Ghost. So Ghost is an open source blogging and content management system, that's CMS, designed for simplicity, speed, and flexibility. It's a great alternative to other CMS platforms, especially if you're looking for a lightweight yet powerful system for blogging. In this guide, I'll show you how easy it is to set up Ghost using Podman-Compose, connecting it to a MariaDB database. So what is Podman-Compose? Well, it's a tool for managing multiple container applications. For example, I'm going to get the Ghost container, and then I'm going to also get the database container, basically images. And this tutorial will show you a step-by-step guide. So before we begin, you're going to need obviously Podman and Podman-Compose, and I would recommend a text editor. You can use any text editor or IDE that will work for this one, because it's not really a coding. What I mean is the coding is going to be to a minimum. So what I do suggest, highly suggest, even recommend, is to use a programming editor. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, so you don't really need to have any knowledge of any container tools, for example Podman. By the way, if you're using Docker, you can follow along. Podman, especially the snippets I'm providing today, is a drop-in replacement for Docker, and you don't need to know how to manage database. I'll explain that as we go along as well. So if you're new to PHP, want to level up your programming skills, I do have a learning PHP book. It's available on Amazon. Links are also in the description, or you can simply just go to Amazon and search for Eduardo Jambo. And I also have a course called Learning PHP, and that's available on jamboshop.com. Okay, so let's get started here. So as you can see here in the folder, I have created obviously a folder called Ghost. You can call it anything you want. And then I created a YAML file. So I called it podman-compose.yml. Now you could also make it .yml, caps, or it could be all caps or lowercase or a mixture, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's review my YAML file here. You can see the version I used is 3, but you can use 3.8, it's fine. You can even, because I'm using Fedora Linux, so Fedora always has, the software is always very up to date. If not something that's released, immediately I always get it. So I can use the latest versions. Okay, so then I have services. Inside services, I have Ghost. So the image is going to be the Ghost latest, meaning that's going to pull the latest Ghost image. The container name, I'm going to call it Ghost, and it's going to have restart always. Then after that, I'm going to set up the environment. So the environment, I'm going to set up the database client, and that's going to be MySQL. Basically, even though I'm using MariaDB, it's a drop-in replacement for MySQL, at least for our purposes. And the database connection, the name will be DB, so that's how I'll be able to connect to it. Remember, it's not going to be localhost, because that's the way containers work. And then the user is going to be root, and then as you can see, I create a password for the database, and the database itself is called Ghost. So I always recommend that you create your own a specific user for the database. But because this container is not going to be shared with any other containers or applications except for the Ghost, in this particular case, using the root user is perfectly fine. And the ports, you can see it uses port 2368, which I've mapped it to port 368 on my host system. The host system is the system that's running where I'm running Podman. So, and then obviously the container is a container. Okay, and I have depends on, so it's, the Ghost or the container name is going to depend on DB. So we haven't created that container yet, but we will soon. And the networks, Ghost -net. So the next thing is here, it says DB, so that's the container we're creating, and you can see the image will get the latest MariaDB. I don't know if it's 12 by now or 13, I'm not sure. So it's going to grab the latest version. The container name is called Ghost-DB. And then we have restart always, the environment obviously. We set MySQL root password. And then the database is also Ghost. So it's going to set this up for us. The ones in the previous container, those were just variables. But here we actually create the database and the user. And the network, so it's the same network, so GhostNet. So basically what that means is that networks, the GhostNet, is going to be a bridge between my host system and obviously the containers. Hope that explains it. So that's it. That's all we need. So it's basically 32 lines is all we need. So with that said, now what I need to do is to start the containers. So when you start the containers, it will also automatically pull any containers that it needs. I showed you guys yesterday that I do have the MariaDB latest and I do have the Ghost container. So that will make it a little bit faster when we actually when we run this. So here we go. So on the command line, in the same folder where that YAML file is, I just type podman-compose, it's all lowercase, space up, space -d. You don't need the -d. The -d is just needed for, oops, I guess I'm in the wrong place. Where am I, by the way? Oh yeah, I'm in the wrong folder. So let me go to the proper folder. And I think it's Ghost. Yes, it is. Okay, let's try that again. I was in the wrong folder, that's why I got rid of myself. So you can see how fast that was, because as I said before, I already have the Ghost container. I downloaded before when I was testing this about a few days ago, and obviously I also have the MariaDB. I'll show you this at the end of this tutorial, how like when you previously download them, it will be much faster next time around. Otherwise it will take, I think the Ghost one is about 800 megabytes, so that could take a while. Obviously MariaDB, I think it's about 100 megabytes as well, so about a gig. You know, it's going to take a while, even though I have a relatively fast connection. Remember, I'm in a rural area, so I rely on satellite internet, so sometimes it's not always the best, especially now I'm doing a live stream. Okay, with that said, now let's open up a web browser. I'm going to use Chromium. I should probably do a tutorial on how to get rid of this Google default search, but that's neither here and here now. So just type in the web browser HTTP, whatever browser you want. I type localhost and the 2068, and you see it goes to the default. Now the reason it's doing this is most likely because I did install it previously. So this is why it's here, but I can show you. So as you can see here, and then you can sign in. So let's go to sign in. If I remember my, I don't think I remember this. Oh, I don't remember. So I have an account. Sign up. Okay, let's sign up. Alright, so it looks like I probably need to destroy this. So basically what should happen here, so I didn't get this, so it looks like I need to stop this. So what I'll do is I'll delete some of this out. So what you do is just type podman-compose down. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I have any volumes. I'll probably delete the volumes, then I can start again. So you just type podman space volume space ls, and you can see I have this. Yes, I do have this. What do you call? I do have these volumes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove those volumes. I believe it's podman volume rm for remove, and then I'm just going to delete them by the so I deleted that one, and there's one more I need to delete. So podman volume rm, I'll delete this one as well by podman volume rm. Okay, let's see what's going on. Podman volume ls. Yeah, so I have no more. I'm going to run the let's clear this so it's a little bit cleaner. Okay, I'll run the detached again. Hopefully, let's go back to the web browser. It should. Oh, maybe it's not up and running yet. Okay, there we go. We'll be right back. It's probably starting some few things. Let's actually see what's going on in the command line. ps-a. So this is up of 20 seconds. This is up in 26 seconds. Okay, so it looks like it should be up and running. Huh, I don't know what's going on here. Do I? Oh, you know what? I don't want to do this. It looks like it installs this on the I don't want to. Okay, the problem is the images are so big. So let's say podman ps podman images. What images here? I don't want to delete this. It's going to be a very long. The MariaDB is. I might have to get rid of MariaDB. I really don't want to do that. How big is Ghost? See, Ghost is pretty big. You know what? Man, I really don't want to do that. Let me see if there's any cache or anything here. Nope, there is no caching. I don't know why that's being cached. So I need to get rid of. Let me see what's going on. Let me close this again. Podman-compose down. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, I'll start it again. So I made a mistake. You have to go. This is annoying. So you have to go and type /ghost. Give it a few seconds to start because remember it's using Node. I think it started. Let's see if it's up and running. Podman ps-a 13 seconds, 30 seconds. So the node does take a few seconds more. I'll just wait for it. So this is where you there we go. Okay, the site title. Okay, I'll just say Jamboard show and Edward. And I'll type in local. Okay, there we go. All right, so as you can see here now, we have the it logs us into the backend. So the first thing I want to do is let's check out the settings. So with the settings, as you can see, you can change the title and description, you can change the time zone. I wonder if I can change it to Eastern time here. Can I do a search? Let's see, I'll just type Toronto, maybe New York. Eastern time, okay, there we go. Eastern time is great. And you see you can change this English as the default, that's perfectly fine. And I'm not going to change the metadata for the search engine, see what it look like. Obviously you can edit that as well. You can have an X card, that's for the former Twitter, Facebook card, and the social media accounts. You can just put the URL there, your X profile, and you can also make the site private by password protecting it. And obviously this is the stuff, I'm the owner, that makes sense. You can enable two-factor authentication for email, for other members, and you can change the design. You see the branding. You can customize the theme. Right now it's using the active theme source version 1.5.0. You can change the navigation, announcement bar. You can add memberships. So for example, you can see a demonstration here. This is actually very nice. And then you can have the access, default access is what I'm using. Who should be able to subscribe to your site, who have access to your new post, public, and who can comment, set to nobody. And then you have tiers. For example, you can connect with Stripe, I like this, for paid membership. Analytics, decide what data you collect across your publication, use newsletter opens, newspaper clicks, member sources, outbound link tagged, so they're all enabled by default. And then you have growth, where you have recommendations. Right now there's no recommendations, and sign up forms are enabled, and the email newsletter is also enabled. And then you have the default recipients, and then a bunch of newsletters. It already created one, which is Ojambo Show, that's the name of the we used for the site. And they have Mailgun. If Mailgun is one of that bulk email delivery, you can, it's not set up obviously. I literally just installed this a few seconds ago. And then you have that advanced section here for integrations. You can see this button here. I wonder what social media that one is. Obviously this one is GitHub, this is PayPal, this is Stripe, this is Shopify. I think this one is MailChimp. I'm not familiar with this one. Is that Ghost? I think this is Ghost. Hey, pretty good. And then the others like Zapier, Slack, Unsplash, First Promoter, Pinterest, and you can obviously add custom ones as well. Then there's migration tools, Substack, Squarespace, MailChimp, Universal Import, Medium, WordPress. Then you have spam filters, code injection, labs, history, and then you have the danger zone. So that was just a quick overview. This is actually really nice, and of course you can search, or you can just click the X here, and then you can leave that page. Okay, we're in the dashboard, so it says let's get started. So let's actually go through the dashboard here. Let's customize our design. So this is the default one, and this is one here. Let's see what themes we have. I can change the theme and everything here. Let's say I like the way it is. I'm just going to hit save. Oh, there's a post as well. Let me go to post and see if I can change yeah, you can change images and posts. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff you can change here as well. This is actually really nice. And then of course I hit save as well. Okay, now one thing, is there anything more? Then you can visit the site to see what it actually looks like, so you hit close. Next it says explore the editor, so let's do that. So I'm going to create a sample post. I'll just say first post. I don't have any lorem ipsum. I do not have any lorem ipsum text. I think I spelled that wrong. Okay, so you can add a featured image. I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is, I think it's in my pictures, we'll get our usual Tux Penguin. I'm going to use the I'll use the JPEG one. Okay, and then I'll hit publish. And you see you can hit publish, or you can schedule it for the future. That's really nice. Okay, it's published. Let's go back to settings. Let's close this and get out of here. How do we go back to, okay, so, and then obviously if you have drafts, it'll be in drafts, and scheduled to be here, and published. Obviously we have published one post. Oh, it's, oh, the first, it was, why did it go to draft? I thought I saved it. Okay, let's edit this. Oh, I didn't hit publish. Continue publish right now. Okay. It's a little hard when I'm using the smaller screen, and especially to make it easier for people who view this in the vertical publish right now. Yes. Okay, there we go. And you can copy the link to it if you want. So it says boom, it's out there. That's 2 posts published. Okay, great. All right. And they're under publish now, no longer in the draft. So then there's pages. You can also, there's this about this site. I'll leave that as is, but you can see, and then there's tags, and then there's one, it's news for one post. Actually, let me go back to my post. How do I add tags? Let's click on that. Go to analytics. No, good. How do I add tags here? Ah, there we go. See, you can tags. Okay, so I'll call this tutorial. Okay, there we go. Now this is where you add the you can check the keyboard shortcut, Facebook card, and etc. And you can also feature. You know, I'm going to feature that post. Okay. So with that done, does it automatically save? Oh, I don't want to delete it. So does it automatically save then? Huh, I do like this. It automatically saves. You don't need to hit save after you make edits. Wow. Okay, let's check out other posts. Yeah, look at that. Ah, I love this. If this is seriously maintained in a few months, I might actually I might actually switch this. This has literally all the stuff I need without. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like coding. I'll check to see how the theme works. If it's pretty easy to do, this is really nice. Okay, and obviously there's no members, but you can add yourself as a member to test. You know what? Let me add myself as a. I don't know. Okay, I'll add myself as a member to test. I was gonna say taste. Okay, then you can see there, you can start building and get your first 100 email subscribers. Anyway, so that's enough. And obviously, let's go to click view site. And there we go. So obviously, this is not the front end. The front end is, I'll just open this up in a new one because I don't want to view it. I just want to see the front end. I like this. This is actually better than WordPress. I'll explain. The problem with WordPress is when you log in, it puts a black bar up here, and that messes up if you have like a custom theme. You have to tweak the theme to take that into consideration via the JavaScript or CSS, which is really annoying, especially when you in the tablet mode it's okay, but then when you go to mobile, there's really 2 mobile versions. So I find that really annoying because they can change it at there, and if you want to add things to the bar itself, then it just makes things a mess. Anyway, so the point is I like this because even when I'm logged in as an admin, I can still visit the front end because it's completely separate, and I can see my change. For example, here it showed the post I created, automatically puts the author and the date. I really like this. Maybe because the theme is nice, and obviously another thing I do like, it looks like the thumbnail is wide. That's another good thing, because even to this very day in 2025, WordPress by default makes the thumbnail square. I mean, there are ways to go around changing it, but you know, it's another nuisance. I do like that, and obviously you can let's go to the about page here. Okay, I didn't add that. That was obviously automatically added. And then there's a search. Let's search for, what is the name of my post? Let's search first. Look at that. I like this. I really like this. And of course you can let's go back to the home page. I really like this. And of course it also works on mobile. For example, what you do is, I'll show you that in a second. If you're working on a local machine like I am, what you do is you drop to the command line, then you type if config if you're on a Unix type system. That's obviously Linux, Mac OS, BSDs, etc. And obviously, I believe if you're on Windows, you type ip config or something like that. So what will happen is you type that command, it will give you your local, or you can check your router as well. That's another option. It will give you your the IP, the localized IP. So for mine, for example, I can go to the I'll show you here. I took a few screenshots. Oops, did I not? Yikes. I did take screenshots, but it looks like I forgot to put the screenshots here. Okay, that was my bad. Let me see if I still have the screenshots. Let's check them out. Hopefully I still have the screenshots. If I do, I can show those to you. I did take some screenshots. Hopefully I didn't delete them. Let's see. Just give me a second. Oops, looks like I did delete screenshots. Yes. Yeah, it looks like I did delete them. A shame. Yeah, so basically, once you get that IP address, you can just go to the web browser on your mobile device. Obviously, like for example, you have to use Wi-Fi, and then instead of localhost, you type in whatever the IP address is for this particular. For example, mine is, it's not 127, it's I believe 192.168.1.230, I believe it is. Yeah, so as you can see, this is what I'll type into my phone, and I'll be able to see what it actually looks like. Let me actually do an inspect, and that will simulate or emulate it. So for example, here we go to, you see the iPhone SE and all those. What I do like to do is, let's close this. Oops. Let's make this a little bit smaller. What I wanted to show you is, like, you see, you click here and the menu. Oh, and subscribe and sign in. I really like this. It's very nice. I might borrow some ideas from this for my own. Let me see what the footer looks like. Oh, the subscribe there. I didn't. Wow, look at that. Huh. I am actually very happy with this. I might actually take some of the ideas to revampojumbo.com. Okay, enough being wild. So let's finish this up. So what I'm gonna do is, I'll go here, and what I want to do is to log out, sign out. Okay, so I've signed out, and let's actually finish up this tutorial. So let me actually close this. It's no longer needed. So down here again, you just type podman-compose down, and as I promised in the previous tutorial, okay, well, this is going on, I guess, because of Node.js. There we go, it's done. So if you remember, I already showed you how to delete volumes. So you just type volume and you type ls, and you can see it created 3 volumes. So you can just delete. I showed you how to do that. Just type podman volume and then rm, and then you can delete each one individually. And then to delete the images, just type podman images or images, yeah. And then for example, just type podman rim for remove image, and then you can pick one to remove. So for example, I'm going to keep the MariaDB because I'll probably use that for something. I don't need Ghost anymore, so I can easily remove that. So I just type whatever. You can either go by the name, or I prefer going by the ID. So for example, I'll do one by one. and you see it's deleted. Now if we go back again in images, you see Ghost is no longer there because I already created a container out of it, so it's no longer needed. And for example, I'm not going to delete this one, the PyTorch, because I'll probably used for future testing of LLMs, that's AI models. Okay, and you can see this one was training. We did that literally just yesterday. Okay, so let's wrap this up. As you can see the screenshots here, I already went through this with that, and this is the live stream embedded. As you can see, it's live. It's an embedded video. Okay. Need help? If you're new to setting up Ghost or have specific questions, feel free to reach out. I offer one-on-one programming tutorials, including assistance, setting up or migrating Ghost installation. Visit my contact page on jamboshop.com/contact for more information. With these simple steps, you have successfully set up Ghost CMS with MariaDB using Podman-Compose. Ghost is a powerful and lightweight platform for blogging, and by connecting it with MariaDB, you're ensuring a solid database foundation for your blog. If you're looking to deepen your PHP skills, check out my book, Learning PHP. It's available on Amazon, links in the description, and my course, Learning PHP, which is available on jamboshop.com, and links are also in the description. I'm also available for personalized programming sessions and migration help if needed, obviously at jambo.com/contact. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. It motivates me to keep on making tutorials just like this one. And if you guys have any special requests, let me know. I'll be more than happy to review and show you guys what I think, and you guys can see it in real time, like for example today, including its quirks and everything. Okay, with that said, I'm going to check the live chat to see if anybody any chat requests. I don't see any, so I'm going to end this tutorial right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.